especially when it ends. In times of grief, it's hard for pet parents to be productive and to focus on their duty. Finding relief in hard times of grieving is not so easy. Please welcome Erika Messer, who is specialized in supporting pet parents in hard times.
Hello, and good morning, and thank you for having me be so loud. I was worried about that. So yes, we're talking about a very difficult subject. However, I have really simple solutions for you, your customers, and your employees. And so I'd like to dive right in because I know our time is valuable. And as you know, since the pandemic, the percentage of people around the world that own a pet now has gone up exponentially and will only continue to grow. But this is really fascinating. The Centers for Disease Control in Atlanta recently made a statement about the cost of unsupported grief in our businesses. And it's not so obvious. However, just your employees going through pet loss grief, they are going to result in brain fog, they're not going to be productive, they're going to have time off and need that time off. So this really has a big impact on your staff and your employees. Another interesting development is in America we have a psychological manual called the Diagnostic and Statistical Manual, which lists all of the conditions and illnesses that are treatable. And just recently, prolonged grief disorder was added to this. This is a really big deal because grief has always been a problem, but it hasn't been recognized by the medical profession. HAB-READ is based in New York, and this is the Human Animal Bond Research Institute. They suggest that we have paid time off for pet bereavement. Steve Feldman is the president of HAB-READ and has promoted my petition for pet bereavement leave in the workplace. So the time is really now to make changes to support our customers and our staff with taking care of themselves. Because as we know, pets are family. We understand that. It's the non-pet owners that don't get it, and they tell us how we can grieve and what we can do, and it's really time to change that conversation. And if you really think about it, when we don't support our own staff and employees, when we don't support our subscribers, we're affecting the entire pet chain. So all of these industries are affected because when we lose a pet, everything grinds to a halt. And if you remember the last time you lost a pet, how long did it take you to grieve before you felt you could open your heart again to bring another pet home? I don't know that answer, but you do. For me, it was 3 months. For some people, it's years. And the longer this time is, you are losing business, you are losing customers, and also your employees. So if you think about what you can do to support them, not only will your customers come back sooner, they will be loyal to you. Right now, millennials are going to be your biggest customers. They have the ability to have 5 to 10 pets in their lifetime. And I want you to secure them to be your customer for that period. Now you may be wondering who I am and why am I qualified to be here to talk about this. Well, I'm Erika Messer, and just a few years ago here in Germany, I lost my cat to a very tragic and sudden death. And it really devastated me. I was not prepared. In my mind, I thought that I would be with my cat for a long time. He was my COVID companion and my best friend. But when he passed, I had no support and I didn't know what to do. So I came up with some tools and practices that I now share with other people. And these are some of my recent publications where veterinarians use them, anyone in the pet industry can distribute these when they don't know what to do, but they want to do something. I'd like to talk for just a minute about what some other companies are doing. While it's wonderful and important to acknowledge and validate pet loss grief, many companies will send flowers. They do this in America. The problem with that is that the flowers do nothing to actually treat the problem. The flowers do nothing to help the pet parent, and it actually costs the sender a lot of money. The flowers last a week, and then the pet parent is sad all over again. So with the products and services that I've designed, we're actually helping treat the problem, and so that pet parent can breathe better and come back as a customer and adopt more pets again. This is just some of the awards and recognition I've received since 2021 on how important this topic is. 3 months after my very first product, I took it to Interzoo in Las Vegas with my mom, who's right there. And we took a big risk to say, is this the right time? Is this the right product? We won an award for Best New Product that year and have since been developing more and more products. The first one that I designed was called breathing cards. And these are not note cards. These are actually daily practices that you can do. Some of you have those on your chair or got one earlier. So these are 30 two-sided cards. And the idea is that the pet parent has something to do every day. It's very simple. Because there are many books out there about how to recover from pet loss grief. But can I see a show of hands of anyone that's read an entire book after losing a pet? I didn't. It's wonderful that it's there, but it's more of an educational tool. It doesn't do anything to solve the problem because we have brain fog, we're depressed, we're not sleeping. So I designed these for myself, and then my mom encouraged me to share them with you. So we are a family business. Since then, I've made other designs and included products for children as well, because as we know, many of our customers have children that don't have 4 legs or 2. So we have an additional deck, as well as many other products. I also recently launched a podcast because I think it's important to bring this topic out to the public. And I interview people all over the world. And the point is not to just talk about pet loss, it's to provide solutions. And all of my customers are interviewed on why they chose to work with us. What is the result that we want to achieve, and how can we help pet parents come back as customers sooner? These are, again, some of the first products that I designed, and they're already translated into other languages. But the exciting thing is that I don't want to just saturate the market with all of my products. I want to work with you to make products that align with your mission, your vision, your brand, and what's important to you. So of course we can put your logo on any of these products. These are some of the companies that I recently partnered with and that use our products along with theirs. But I want to have something custom for you. I want to work with you to make sure you get the right message to your customers. So they know that you care, they'll come back to you because of that, but they'll also be okay. I think we all know people that get stuck in grief. Maybe they hide it. Maybe they try to come up and show up at the party or the holidays with a fake smile. And that's really not okay. It's really time to do something about it. So this is one of my customers in Dallas, Texas. He has a grief course that he gives his clients. He is a crematory owner, and he also works with veterinarians. We designed a brochure for him to provide to his veterinarians so that they have something to give their customers. And we start from the very beginning with what's called anticipatory loss. We all know that there's going to be a day where that decision has to be made to either put our pets down or they die naturally. And especially if we have a senior pet or an ill pet, there's all of these sudden feelings of this loss. How do I get through this? What do I do? So if we can start there and guide these clients and customers and employees through the process and help them breathe better, everyone in the pet industry will benefit from this. Right now, I have a petition in America for pet bereavement leave in the workplace. And Dr. Katie Lawler is a Stanford psychologist. She endorsed this and has over 150,000 followers on Instagram under the title Pet Loss Doctor. So that shows you that just since the pandemic, there's a need for support. We have a little surprise there, but behind this banner is my friend and colleague and CEO of Directory, Erica Sinner. Erica Sinner is in Washington right now doing press for our petition and also for her book, which is called Pets Are Family. That's not the book. So the point is that we can do more. If you wanted to sign that petition, I'll get it back up at the end. And that's one action you can take today. But what I'd really like for you to do is come talk to me about what we can do specifically for your company and your business. And I'd like to invite my friend who came today from Femal, which is a pet crematory chain in Germany, who has just taken on our products to support her customers. And so this is Jennifer Zell. Thank you for coming today.
Hi. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. Yes, we're meeting in person for the first time. But I wanted to talk to you about the importance of supporting pet parents and why Femal made such a fast decision to work with us in supporting them.
Because, so my opinion, so we are from Primare, usually a pet funeral service. That means we are very, very close to the pet owners. But that means the pet owners are also our employees. So we have both. And we do not have only to treat for the pet parents, our customers, but also include process to take care of the pet parents working for us. Because we know how important it is to grieve in your individual and personal way, and that you needed to do it in your individual way to find a good closure and to find the end of grief, to make the steps forward again.
And I think it's really obvious that a crematory would work with me. But recently, Rosengarten has partnered with Fresnel. Rosengarten is also a crematory chain in Germany, for those of you that don't know. And so what they're doing is they're supporting the pet parent early, and they're saying, we're going to take care of you and ensure that you have a plan. We're going to ensure that you have the support that you need. And so I want to facilitate that same kind of relationship with Primara, because if we can start with a pet company to support the parents and give them the anticipatory support they need, and say, you know what, you can start putting a percentage of your order towards your aftercare. And this whole process is making it easier for the pet parent.
For sure, yeah. And I know it for myself because, of course, I am a pet parent too. There's a lot of pets. So I know the process when I lose a pet and how important it is to give the space to the grief, to my grief, and how important it is for me that others have the acceptance and also the attention to me that it is not only a pet. And our pets are more and more increasing to family members, soulmates. They are with us so close, like some people are, so very strong family members. And that means it makes it easier for me, and my mental stress makes it easier when my employers and my team colleagues know how to treat me well and to accept that I'm grieving not only for a pet, but for losing my best friend.
Right. And if you think back to your childhood, in my childhood our dogs slept outside and they came in when the weather was bad. But now, don't we have birthday parties for our dogs? They're with us all the time. So really our relationship with them has changed so much.
Definitely.
And therefore the pet parent needs more support than they did before. So do you agree that pet businesses can help facilitate this change and provide support and that everyone will benefit?
Absolutely. So I think there are two steps. So we have the pet stores, for example, and I think what's the most important thing is not to make a taboo subject from pet grieving process. It's the same like losing a person, a human person. So that means it should be a standard product range for people who are already lost a pet, or people who takes care for a very old and ill pet. So it must be a standard product range to introduce them in a soft way. And after that, it's the person like a funeral service as we are to take over and to help through the grief. And of course the employees, so the companies who are responsible for the employees, that they know their needs and treat in a good way. So that means that all the companies, like others who do not have to do something with pets, like a normal company for food or whatever, that they know it must be a crisis management system for people who are in a grieving process because they lost somebody who was very important for them. And it makes no difference if it is a person or a pet.
Exactly. I mean, we're not diminishing human loss here. We're just acknowledging the role that pets play in our family today. And so I want to end with, how do you see our products helping your business? How do you see using our greeting cards
I love
for
the
your
greeting
customers?
cards. Yeah, I love them for myself, and I think I want to highlight out 3 products from your shop. And of course I will start with the greeting cards. And even for giving our customers the greeting cards, because it's such an emotional way to show your attention and your empathy against the customers. And of course for us as a business, it is also important to show us our employees who lost an animal or pet, to give them the grieving cards. And it is so nice because they are both sided. You have first the slogan on the one side, and on the other side it's a thought to do. And it brings you to a process again. So it brings you up from your deep depression, grief, up to a motivation to come through the grief, to feel the grief and to go through it. And of course, it's for employees very important to see that your team management, your colleagues are with you and they pay attention for your grief. And the second one is the portrait, of course. When you have a pet portrait, sometimes when I lost a pet, my sister always makes a pet portrait for me with the lost animal, but also with very good situation. My animals in a lovely way, in a funny way, with a grieving card designed by myself, and now we have very good cards from Europe. And the third highlight from your product is it the pet lost journal or the lost pet journal?
Yes, so she's referring to more products that we have that I'm not showing you today, but that are on our website. And so we offer things like pet portraiture, we have journals and books, and the online courses that I mentioned, but there's not enough time to go into all of that.
What a pity.
Yeah.
I'd love to talk about it.
And so I just want to touch base on the product that they're using now. The whole goal of it is to redirect the thoughts to positive associations with your pet instead of always negative. So it actually is helping heal. And the best thing you can do is come by our booth and read some of them. I encourage you not to read too many because they are to help with your emotions and can be a little bit difficult to read in a public setting. But if any of you would like to talk with me further after the show, you can scan this QR code and book an appointment with me, and we can discuss ways to provide solutions for your staff, your employees, and most importantly, your customers. You all have the power and reach that other people don't to directly make these changes. So I want to thank you for coming today and having this important conversation, and thank you all for your attention, and I hope you enjoy the rest of the show.